All right. What's going on, everybody? Oh, hold on. Had to get my cough button so I can off camera or at least off audio. What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday to you. It is Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are still talking about free speech. We're talking about censorship in America, and it is still happening. These radical leftist lunatics, all of a sudden, they are for free speech. All of a sudden. And I'm a little taken back by it. Now, what they're calling free speech, they're saying that free speech is under attack right now, and they're saying free speech is being taken away. When actually, free speech is not being taken away. None of them are being silenced. None of them are being removed. None of them are losing their jobs because of free speech, right? Well, I guess technically they are somewhat. But none of them are losing their jobs because they told the truth. None of them are losing their jobs because they didn't agree with something. See, when you say nasty stuff about people, you suffer the consequences. There's a consequence behind it. There really is. But free speech is not being taken away. Right now they're protesting about Jimmy Kimmel, saying that President Trump is attacking free speech when President Trump didn't fire Jimmy Kimmel. There's no evidence. There's no proof of it. Now, if President Trump sent a letter, sent an email, had the FBI show up and say, hey, we need for you to remove Jimmy Kimmel off the airwave because we don't like what he's saying, then there would be a different discussion. Then it would be a problem, actually. I would say there's a major problem. If they use the FBI, for example, to go to a tech company to take down factual information that they don't want people to know about, then I would agree with you. Free speech is under attack. Freedom of the press is under attack. I would wholeheartedly agree with you. No dispute, no argument. I would 100% agree with you if that was the case. But that's not the case. The reason why, from the information that I've seen, Jimmy Kimmel, the reason why he lost his job because he made a horrible statement, and the company, ABC, aka Disney as well, or is it Disney, aka ABC? How's it go? I think Disney own everybody, right? Not that it matters. But he made this stupid statement saying that because Charlie Kirk was MAGA is the reason why they took him out. So essentially saying that you should not be MAGA. If you don't want anything to happen to you, don't be MAGA. That's what he's saying. That's essentially what he was saying. And the company said, yeah, we're not going to do that because you're going to incite violence. You're actually inciting violence against people who want to be MAGA, who wants to put America first. You're inciting violence against them. So they let him go for that. And I saw a short clip of Jesse Waters where Jesse Waters was actually talking about and showing the numbers of his ratings. See, now, the ratings for conservatives, you know why the ratings for conservatives go down? Because they prevent you from seeing it. Like, for example, on my Facebook page, I'm kissing right at 370,000 people follow my page. I had almost 500,000 before they did the whole jacked up thing to my Facebook page. Out of 370,000 people, they won't even allow 1% to get it. So that causes the ratings for my page to go down. Same thing on YouTube. YouTube, I have over 100,000 people that have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and they prevented 1% from getting a notification. right? You understand? They prevented that. So that's the only reason why conservative numbers go down, because they believe in their minds. And I can't believe this when I received this. One time I was actually communicating with someone from inside of Facebook, and they sent me an email because one day I would post articles. When I used to have articles on my website, I would post articles on there. Then I would post links from my website to my Facebook page. And when I would do that, people would read the article or they would go look at the article. And I'll never forget it. One day, because it was growing like crazy, and I was averaging maybe 30,000 people a day to my website. 30,000 people a day to my website on average. And it was growing. And I would watch it. And then, then I started averaging 60,000. Then I started averaging 80,000 people a day to my website because, I have over 100, 200. I have over almost 500,000 people on my Facebook page. Well, I never forget it. I saw my website with 100,000 people in a single day. It was over 100,000 people in a single day. The very next day, not only did YouTube, because I had the Google AdSense on there, said that the people were not real and they took 85% of my income, the money that I made from that month, they took 85% of it, thousands of dollars. Facebook penalized my Facebook page at the same time. They were working together. That told me right there that they're working together. But the FBI had nothing to do with it, right? When it come to find out, the FBI was telling these tech companies to shut them down. So it's them that's preventing people like you from seeing my content. They're the ones doing it. I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel. Don't care to watch him. To me, he was never funny. He spent day in and day out bashing President Trump, showing how much disdain he had for the man. I didn't care to watch him. It's like SNL. Do y'all watch SNL? I don't even watch SNL. I completely forgot they were even doing their show still. I forgot that SNL was still a thing. And every now and then I see a clip pop up, but I don't watch SNL. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch MSDNC. I don't watch them. I don't even watch Fox News. I don't sit down and watch television. I don't watch the news. I'll get on social media. I'll go on platforms and watch American News. I'll go watch my other network that I'm on, LFA TV. But I don't watch these other news networks. I just don't. People have their preference, right? Everyone does. And I get that. I have my own preference. But the point is, Jimmy Kimmel, his ratings were going in the dirt. They're going in the dirt. And then he came out and made this statement that could technically incite violence against people like me because I'm MAGA. I don't have any issues being MAGA. I love my country. I do. Why is that a problem? Well, it's a problem to the left because I'm not supposed to love my country. See, I wasn't born anywhere else. I was born in the United States of America. This is where I was born. So I don't know. I guess if I were to move someplace else, I guess I could love another country. But I love the United States of America. I was born here. I'm happy to be in America. I'm happy to be an American. There's not another country on the planet that I could have it so well, even though I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling something terrible because of what they've done to me. YouTube, like I said, YouTube and Facebook, it had to be a coordinated thing because never before had I ever seen anything like it. YouTube hit me, Facebook hit me, YouTube take my channel down, Facebook take my page away. And I still say it's Facebook because the people in support on Facebook, they speak the same language as the hackers. Y'all tell me, is it just a coincidence? Y'all believe in coincidence? You think it's just coincidence? But now that Jimmy Kimmel has lost his job, and of course, not because of President Trump. If President Trump had the authority, the power to get Jimmy Kimmel fired, then how come he's not doing it to the rest of them? There's quite a few other ones that President Trump could have fired if that's the case, because there's quite a few of them that's been extremely nasty, not just to President Trump, but to Americans in general. Just completely nasty. So I would like for President Trump to fire some of these other people, but that's not going to happen because President Trump didn't fire anybody in the first place. That's in the media. That's a comedian. Had nothing to do with it. The company made the decision. You can't tell me that ABC, that hates President Trump so much, and Disney, oh my goodness, Disney that hate President Trump so much that they're going to fire Jimmy Kimmel because he says something that President Trump would dislike. Are you kidding me? What sense does that make? They would defy President Trump as much as possible, as much as they hate President Trump. They're all about the wokeism. I see, this is the problem with liberals. They don't really think. They don't think things through. They really don't. They never think things through. They just want to blame President Trump for everything. No matter what, blame Trump. No matter what, blame Trump. You see it all the time. They just want to blame President Trump for everything. No matter what, they just want to blame President Trump. That's all they want to do. Well, now they're saying what's happening is authoritarian. President Trump, the federal government, is taking away free speech. It's not happening that way. I mean, they can say it all day long, but it's not. The company decided to take down Jimmy Kimmel, not President Trump. President Trump didn't do it. And until you can show me an email, a text message, a phone recording, a video of President Trump, the FBI, going to ABC, Disney, saying take down Jimmy Kimmel, it's just them talking. But I want y'all to listen to this because this is huge. The reason why they're trying to say that President Trump is doing it, so if they ever get back in power, they're going to say, you allowed President Trump to take down Jimmy Kimmel. You allowed them to censor a comedian as if the Democrats were never censoring anybody. I mean, come on, this is rich. But they're going to use what is happening now, which is a total lie, so they can come back and actually implement tyranny. I'm telling you right now, hear me now, believe me later on. God forbid they ever get back into power. God forbid. But here's an example. Listen to this. He's lying. Everything that he's saying President Trump is doing, they've been doing it. They have been doing it.
This is it. If you ever wondered how democracy dies, you're witnessing it. And I know it's people are watching a football game tonight and we're kind of sleepwalk through this thing, but
don't remind them. We got him here.
One of the most outrageous affronts. Yeah, well, right. It's one of the most outrageous affronts on this. This is North Korea style stuff. And it's being done because this is a weak, thin-skinned man.
Really? I mean, really? This is the same dude hoping that he was going to wake up the next day and that he got news that President Trump has died. This is this dude was posted. They wanted him as VP. And I just found out the reason why Kamala Harris didn't pick Pete Buttigieg. Now, apparently some information came out that Pete Buttigieg was at the very top of the list. But Kamala Harris said no. Do you know why she went with him instead? Talking about thick skin. President Trump has thick skin. President Trump puts up with a lot from these evil people.
Who's failing as a president. All of the things he promised are not happening. And this is exactly what dictators do. It's our most cherished freedom to point out very clearly this is a terrible president and a terrible human being who is doing nothing to improve the lives of Minnesotans and who continues to have this double.
Oh, and he is? And Tim Walz is? You know, Tim Walz is running for governor again. He's running for governor again. If the people elect this dude again, they deserve everything that they get from him because they're putting themselves in the same predicament that they've been in. And it shouldn't be a thing.
Standard, because I just want to be very clear. There is no place for political violence and we condemn it.
Really? Really? This is so rich. Wasn't it his wife that was riding in the limo with him and rolled the windows down and said she loves the smell of burning tires? Or was it somebody else? Y'all help me out in the chat. Was it his wife that said that? That she loved the smell of burning tires when the city was on fire? And he did nothing to prevent the political violence that was going on? Remember George Floyd? Remember? Does anyone remember? Wasn't it his wife that said that? And here he is saying no one wants political violence? What a hypocrite.
Have this double standard, because I just want to be very clear. There is no place for political violence, and we condemn it. But I would like to see the notice of how this is being approached and how my dear friend Melissa Hortman's murder in a political attack was handled. And the attacks we see a Fox News host on air talk about killing homeless people. And this week we saw 8 homeless people shot in Minneapolis.
You know what? So here it is. They're trying to make a connection. Oh, you need to fire them. You need to fire them. But that's not what he said. You know, if the left are saying this, they're lying. They're elaborating. They're exaggerating on what was said. Now, just to be full transparency here, I didn't hear the statement, but I know he's lying. I know that he's lying.
And so the consistency around this certainly isn't there, but none of this surprises me with Donald Trump. But Chris, I think the thing I am concerned about is this is not overreacting. This is our responsibility now. Getting a democracy back after it's gone is a lot harder than defending it now. And so I would just tell people this, and it's good to see. Good to see some of those concerns.
Well, you know what? It's a good thing that majority of the country know that we're not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. So if we lose this democracy, what the Democrats are pushing for, then so be it. Let it be gone. The Democrat democracy is mob rule. They want to implement tyranny, is what he's calling for.
Conservative voices standing up and saying that, because this one's not even close. This is outrageous. And Jimmy Kimmel's point, and look, we can all speak, inarticulately. We can make mistakes. We can step back. Mm-hmm. But the idea that they're going to chill speech just because it's critical, because look, this isn't about any other type of speech other than what Donald Trump's views as anti-Trump. He said it. This isn't even about what was spoken about Charlie Kirk's murder. This is about, he said it, you're against Trump. You're against Trump. And that's what it's all about. So
he actually, and see, he's lying again. He's lying again. He's saying the reason why Kimmel, the reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated is because he supported MAGA. He supported MAGA. This is the reason why they removed him. And they're still, even though all the information came out about this dude, they're still trying to associate this dude with MAGA. They never take any responsibility. Just like the couple in his state that lost, that was in Illinois, wasn't it? Illinois, I forget their names. The lady, she was a lawmaker, she lost her life. They're still trying to say that guy that was working for, wait a minute, no, he was working for Tim Walz, actually. It was in his state. No, I stand corrected. It was in his state because he was working for Tim Walz. And they're trying to say the guy that was working for Tim Walz had nothing to do with liberals. He was working for him. He was working with them. And come to find out after the fact, allegedly, he said that he did it for Tim Walz.
So, look, out here in Minnesota, we're firewalling against this. I'm running again to make sure we protect those freedoms. Make sure.
And he's running again. He's not protecting any freedoms.
I'm out there to protect the folks who dislike me, and they have every right to broadcast that and talk about why they dislike me.
We don't like you because you're a tyrant. We don't like you because you allowed the city to burn. Businesses were destroyed. You had no problems with it. You don't love this country. This is the reason why people don't like you. You lied. You lie. You constantly lie. And that's probably the reason why Kamala Harris selected you, because you're a blatant liar like she is. Can I say that? Is that okay? Is it okay to tell the truth about you?
That is a God-given right. It is our constitutional right. We're going to protect it out here, but we should all be deeply concerned about what we saw happen.
Deeply concerned. These Democrats have been wanting to censor us, block us, ban us, eliminate us for years. They're the ones been saying it. I want y'all to listen. This is when Brian Stelter was on the Communist News Network. And listen to him, because he's actually justifying censoring conservatives. If I'm not mistaken, Brian Stelter was the one that was saying that conservatives should be silenced on the social media platforms, because he was upset because conservatives on social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at the time, they were getting more views than he was on his show. And he was on a major network, CNN, because he was complaining about the daytime shows getting more views. Daytime shows on social media getting more views than CNN. He was complaining about it. And another reason why they're complaining about it is because if people are going elsewhere than CNN, fake news CNN, to get their information, they're going to know the truth. When CNN is a propaganda machine of the radical left that has been pushing propaganda onto the American people, getting people to believe certain nonsense. And they didn't like that. Listen to him. This is a blast from the past.
And the polluters are trying to deflect blame. Dishonest cries of censorship are filling Fox's airwaves.
Which here's dishonest cries of censorship. Let's not forget the FBI showing up, blocking conservatives. Remember the laptop? Remember?
Charges that these guys right here are being suppressed. The word censorship's been invoked almost 400 times on Fox this month alone, and more than 300 times on Newsmax. You know, post-insurrection, a book publisher decided that it did not want to be in business with Senator Josh Hawley. So he's been on a national TV tour claiming he's muzzled. And Tucker Carlson is telling viewers that this network, CNN, is trying to force Fox News off the air.
Is that not true? Is that not true? MSDNC was doing the same thing. I talked about it yesterday. Unjoyful Reed. Remember Unjoyful Reed? She was on there on MSDNC, and she every single night, she was like, Tuckums. That's what she called Tucker Carlson. Tuckums. Because she could not stand Tucker Carlson. Could not stand him. They couldn't stand Tucker Carlson. At the time when Tucker Carlson was on Fox News, Tucker Carlson was at the point of getting more views than both networks put together. That's how much they hated him.
Which is patently false. It's as predictable as the sunrise. Democrats win elections, and then Republicans say they are being silenced.
Really? Y'all remember this? They were silencing Republicans left and right. They're actually still doing it today. The big tech companies and some of these big tech companies, tycoons, they actually went to the White House and sat down with President Trump and had dinner with him. And I still don't know why. After 8 months, the censorship Section 230 still hasn't been addressed. I don't know why. It's still happening. They're still hurting Americans. You know, at one point, people were being convinced by the big tech companies to quit their day jobs and become content creators. I never forget it when I first started doing videos heavily on YouTube, and I was setting my channel up and I was trying to get it monetized so I can make some money in a capitalist nation, and being an entrepreneur, small business person, trying to make money, content creator. YouTube had it to where they had these training videos to help you navigate YouTube, to show you how to grow your channel. And I tried to watch, I watched just about every single one of them. And one of the videos, actually a couple of videos, and they've taken them down since then. And I'm kicking myself because I wish I would have recorded them. But they were saying, and I'm alluding here, quit your day job and become a content creator. And you can make a living on YouTube. Well, what ended up happening is that you went on YouTube and on Facebook and you end up telling the truth. And because you were telling the truth, they didn't like what you were saying. They were banning people. They were suppressing people. You couldn't make any money. They were taking your finances away. After they coerced and convinced people to quit their day jobs, I didn't quit my day job. My day job that I had before I started doing this full time, they let me go because they found out that I was a Trump supporter. This was in President Trump's first term. The boss that I had was from India. He was from India. And he found out that I was a Trump supporter. The company got bought out. And of course, you know, when a company gets bought out, they lay off a lot. They always lay off people, right? It's without saying. But he made sure, and I knew, because my job was like a specialty, and he made sure that I was training someone else from India to do my job so he could lay me off. And sure enough, he laid me off. And I knew it was coming. Because when he found out that I was a Trump supporter, his attitude completely changed with me. And before he found out I was a Trump supporter, we would go into team meetings and he would just talk bad about President Trump. He was mad because his daughter went to school and Hillary Clinton didn't win. His daughter was crying. Daughter in middle school, not even in high school. She's at school crying. The teachers got the little kids crying because Hillary Clinton didn't win. And he's upset now with President Trump being from India, upset because Hillary Clinton didn't win. As soon as he found out that I was a Trump supporter, it was miserable working there. Miserable. And this dude, not even an American citizen. Not even an American citizen. So they don't have any problems hurting us if we love America, if we support President Trump. They don't have any issues censoring us. For them, it is a noble cause, right? Because they're fighting against the Nazis, right? That's what they've labeled us. And by them labeling us these hateful names is putting it in the minds of other people to do what they did to Charlie Kirk. That's the reason why that happened. Because Charlie Kirk would not agree with the evil, wicked things that the Democrats were pushing. Because Charlie Kirk would not agree to it. Would not agree. And because he wouldn't agree, they took out what I call a national treasure. Does there anyone have a problem with me saying that about Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk was a national treasure. And especially now when you go back and you look at the content that Charlie Kirk, the quotes, there's going to be so many quotes from Charlie Kirk, more quotes than any other person that the left has taken from us than anybody else in the world. Because it's all on the internet and they can't, and you know what, if the left could scrub every video of Charlie Kirk, they would. You heard of that platform, Blue Skies? It's an echo chamber for the Democrats. They actually go on there and they talk about the most despicable things. I thought about creating an account on there, but I think soon as they saw my picture, and maybe I should just do it just so they can ban me permanently. Should I do that? Would y'all like to see that? Maybe I'll create it and I'll share my page on there. And then don't even say anything. Just keep putting pictures of myself. Just keep putting pictures. Because I'm pretty sure one of those leftist lunatics on there will recognize me and they'll probably end up reporting me. And more, I'm not going to even say anything. I'm just going to do pictures. Just pictures. I'm going to do pictures with my MAGA hat, of course. I'll just do pictures. Black guy on blue sky taking pictures with a MAGA hat. Not saying nothing. I'm going to say, hello, everybody. I want to have a peaceful conversation. Hello, everybody. I want to have a peaceful conversation. I'm just going to do that. Just to see what happens. I think I'm going to do that. over the weekend. I'm going to create a Blue Sky account just to see. They might not even let me create one from the get-go. You know, they might not even let me create one from the get-go. Hey, let me say thank you to Filter Dog. Filter Dog, thank you so much for the gold pills on pill.net. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Filter Dog says Walls has been trained by his father of lies. Oh, so true. So true. Anyone know who the father of lies is? It's not even a trick question. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Okay. I still have some more I want to share with you here. Look at this one. I've never seen this guy before, but apparently he was the FCC. Let me make sure I get it right here. He was the FCC chairman. He was the FCC chairman, and he dropped some information about free speech in this country and about how it applies when it comes to broadcasting over the airwaves. Now, for example, like I'm on social media, I can get away with saying certain things that they can't get away with saying on major news networks, like Communist News Network, ABC, CBS, NBC. And he explains it very well. So again, President Trump did not fire Jimmy Kimmel because President Trump is not the president over that company. He's the president over the country, not the company. He's not on the company. Listen.
No, look, again, broadcast TV is different. We're on a cable show right now. You don't have an FCC license. You don't have an obligation to serve the public interest. Podcasts don't either. Stand-up comedians, whether they're on lots of forms of communications, don't. And Kimmel is free to do that. But if you have a broadcast TV license, that means that you have something that very few people have. And you're excluding other people from having access to that valuable public resource. And it comes with an obligation to serve the public interest. And again,
you know what? And that's what Jimmy Kimmel did. They were saying that Jimmy Kimmel never had any conservatives, Republicans on his show. It was strictly for the Democrat Party. Strictly.
Over the years, there's been a rule in place at the FCC that local TV stations get to preempt programming that they don't think meets the needs of their communities. But recently, these national programmers, ABC, Disney, Comcast, NBC, they've been exercising outsized control and power over those local TV stations, and there's been no pushback. And this is a very significant moment because local broadcasters are now pushing back on national programmers for the first time that I can think of in modern history. And that's one of the things we want at the FCC. We want to empower local broadcasters that have the public interest obligation to push back on national programmers so that people have more choice.
Push back. And I didn't even know that. It makes sense now that, that he says it out loud, that these local news stations, they were getting pressured to prevent conservative talking points. And you know what? There's a video, and that makes sense about this here. Y'all seen the video. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't really like this. I just thought they were just doing it because that is all hated America, right? I thought that's the reason why they were doing it. It didn't dawn on me that they were doing it because they were getting pressured from the radical left to do it. And here's a prime example of this. This is a prime example of these smaller networks, local news stations, getting pressured, and they just follow right in line and telling the lies. Y'all have seen videos similar to this.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities, the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about troubling trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control.
Y'all remember that? And that's like halfway through this video. So all of these broadcasting networks at the local level lying to everybody, they all got the same memo to lie, and they were being pressured to lie. This needs to come to an end. This type of crap needs to stop. I mean, seriously. Because they're supposed to apply by the rules, and they're supposed to allow equal across the board. But all of them they're like the media for the liberal left. And we've all known this, right? It's no secret. And they weren't even really hiding it. But they were getting pressured by the federal government to do this crap. They were all doing it. I mean, it's just, and you know, and like I said, that's like 2 more minutes of this. And it just goes on and on where they're all lying in unison. And I used to just chalk it up to this evil spirit. But I knew they had to be on some kind of email list, because for them to say the same verbiage like that, they was like, okay, this is what we want to, this is what we're going to put in the teleprompter. We'll put this in the teleprompter, tell everyone to say it. And it makes me think about what Nancy Pelosi said, that they would take what did she call it, the smear campaign. So they would take fake information, give it to the media will put it out there, and then when it would circle back, then Nancy Pelosi will say, yeah, we would say, yep, it's true, when it was a total lie, being a smear campaign. And they knew it. We all knew it. All right, everybody, we are at the end. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Yeah, BlackRock, all come from BlackRock. I just wish the censorship would stop. I mean, I really do. I don't, me personally, and some people might not like me for this, I think liberal voices should be heard too. I think everybody's voices should be heard. See, I think liberal voices should be heard because, you know, I want to hear what they have to say. You know, it gives me material. It gives me material. But still, I think when we start silencing people from saying stuff that we don't like, then it's going to give a pass for them to do it to us. Now, I'm not going to come on here and just say despicable things, just horrible things, because saying horrible things, you're pushing the line, right? There's stuff that, now I have the freedom to say it, as I mentioned. You have the freedom right now to be cursing at the television, at me. You have the freedom to do it, right? You have the freedom to go down the street and just curse at anybody that you want. I have the freedom right now to just curse at the camera, curse at everybody. I have the freedom to do that. But now what follows with that is that you don't have to watch me. That's how that works. It's just like if I came on and I was lying to you, and I'm sitting there lying to you, lying, and you're like, this dude is lying every time. See, liberals, if I say a man in a dress is still a man, the liberals will say that I'm lying and they don't want to watch me. And I get that. But the fact that I'm saying that a man in a dress is still a man, conservative Christians, Republicans, MAGA, extremists, you will watch me because you know that I'm telling the truth. And I found it so much more beneficial just to tell the truth. I really do. It's easier just to tell the truth. Sometimes I don't like the truth. I'm just being honest with you. Sometimes I don't like it, but I still say it because later on, when that comes back around and that was the truth, I don't have to defend what I said because I said it then. That's just my thinking, though. That's just my thinking. I'm going to always tell the truth. I'm not perfect by any means, but I will always tell the truth. Because I fear God more than I fear man. Man is not important enough for me to lie to. You understand? You're not important enough. But you are important enough to tell the truth to. Does that make sense? Like if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't tell you the truth. I would lie to you. I wouldn't even care. I just lie. But I do care. And it's this little thing called integrity. I mean, it's just a little thing called integrity. Just a little thing. Just a little thing. I like to have some integrity. Being not a perfect man. I like to have some integrity. All right. Yep, Denise. Was it Denise that said that? Nope, it was DR. I'm not sure how to say the rest of them. To say DR. Thank you so much. Yes, I will see you in 1 hour. I will see you in 1 hour on my show, Culture Wars. And actually, I'm going to have a couple of guests on with me today. So make sure you join me over there. We're going to talk about so many things. So make sure you join me. If you're interested and you want to join me, you can go to my website, uniteamericafirst.com, which you see it right there. Take a snapshot, take a screenshot, or write it down, uniteamericafirst.com. And you can see right there in Culture Wars. You'll be able to see it. And while you're there, go ahead and sign up for the free newsletter. I did say free newsletter, and I do not spam you. Okay? I do not spam you. People send me messages after they sign up for the newsletter. Will Johnson, I signed up for your newsletter, and I didn't get one. I didn't see one. And I said, well, I apologize. I don't spam you. That's why. And they go, oh, you're not going to spam me? Everyone else spams me, but you're not going to spam me? Do you want me to spam you? No, not really. Right? Wow, I have some super chats. Wow. Sherry, thank you so much. Thank you, Will. I've been following you since 2020. Keep going. I love you a ton. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that blessing. And then Sherry sent me another one. For some reason, they're not letting your comment on the next one show up for me. It says message restricted. Not sure why. But thank you so much for the blessing. And then we have another one from John. But you know what? Y'all have blessed me today. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. John says, I enjoy your walk of faith. Stay the course as Christians. Need to stay engaged to save our constitutional republic. Oh my goodness. So true. So true. So true. I am a believer in Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I love God. I love my Christ. I love my God above all things because Lord Jesus Christ has blessed our nation. And I'm so thankful that God heard our prayers this past November. So prayers do work. Prayers do work. And I'm thankful for all of you. If you haven't already on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Same thing on Rumble. If you haven't on Rumble, hit that thumbs up for me. Hit the thumbs up. You know, the algorithms still look at that thumbs up because the thumbs up means it's a vote. And you tell the algorithms, I'm voting this one up. I'm voting this one up. I'm voting this one up. So if everybody, and you do this for everybody that you like, okay? And that's like hitting the thumbs up is the most generous, simple thing you can do for a content creator. For someone who's actually relaying information, that is the most generous, simple thing you can do. It's just hit the thumbs up. And I know a lot of times we're watching stuff like, and I catch myself doing it every now and then too. Like I'm watching stuff and then I get through watching and I say, oh, I should hit the thumbs up on it. But I've tried to get to the point, like, especially when I'm on X or YouTube or even Facebook, and I say, you know what? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. That is the most easiest thing you can do. Thumbs up. Give it a vote. Give it a positive vote. So, yeah, you know what? Charlie was not afraid. And I'm not afraid either. I'm not afraid. As much as y'all see me go out and hit the streets, you know that I'm not afraid. As much as I talk to these liberals out on the streets of America, you know that I'm not afraid. Everyone has been watching me. And I don't even know when the next event is coming up, but I'm looking forward to going. I'm looking forward to going. Because I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. All right, everybody, that's it for me. Go to my website, UnitedAmericaFirst.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. You like this beautiful shirt? Do y'all like this shirt? God got this. God got this. One way you can support me is going to my website and pick up one of these beautiful t-shirts. You can pick up one of these. Support me on my website as well. I greatly appreciate it. All right, everybody, if you don't go over to watch me on my Culture Wars, have a blessed weekend. I encourage you to come watch. I'm going to have some stuff I want to share with you. Again, just to be clear, UnitedAmericaFirst.com. You see it right there on the front page. Click on Culture Wars. It's really that easy. It's really that easy. All right, everybody. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on the flip side. Take care. God bless.